Hello, everyone, and welcome to day 1 of Aura Alignment. Today, we are going to be talking about, we're going to be understanding what makes you unique, what makes you your energy type, what makes your aura, and the conditioning that comes with it. So if you are not officially registered for Aura Alignment, you're going to want to click the link in my description box because that will get you registered and you'll be receiving a workbook from me that is going to have information you're going to need for this first day of the course. So make sure if you are not registered that you click the link in my description box and you will get an email from me that has your day 1 workbook. Also, my Human Design and Gene Keys readings are officially open for bookings for February and March. There will be early bird pricing until the 10th of February, and on the 14th of February, my readings will be closing for the month. So if you're interested in getting a reading with me and to diving deeper into your design with me, then go ahead and click the link in my description box to book your reading. So day 1, we want to understand what makes each energy type, what makes each energy type unique. And in the workbook, you're going to find all of the different ways that each energy type can be conditioned and how we can start to move out of that. Okay, so let's start with generators. What makes the generator energy type unique? What creates that, enveloping aura? We talked about this a little bit in my last video. It is your defined sacral center. You can only be a generator or a manifesting generator if you have that defined sacral center. Why is that? Why does it matter? The defined sacral center is action-based. The defined sacral center is the biggest motor center in the body graph, in the human design system, right? And it's basically a battery. It is a battery that is recharged by pleasure and by play and by excitement. There are 4 motor centers in the body graph. The sacral center is the only one that is recharged in this way. So the reason why generators and manifesting generators are able to work, are able to build, have this consistent and stable in, some cases, source of energy is because the work that they do is recharging and refueling their sacral center when it is something that activates them, right? If it's something that doesn't activate them, that's when we start to dip into frustration. But when a generator is doing something that genuinely activates them, they are refueling their sacral center, they are refueling that energy so they can go for sustained periods of time working and building, right? That's why generators are the builders of society. Also, it's twofold. The sacral center is also a magnet. It draws things in. It draws in opportunities. It draws in people. And the sacral center is constantly looking out into the environment and responding to things. It's saying yes or no to everything that you are seeing if you are a generator or a manifesting generator. Your job as the person, right, as consciousness in this body is to respond, which means to go do those things that activate you and to not go do the things that do not activate you, right? So the superpower, the uniqueness of the generator type, whether you're a generator, just a pure generator or a manifesting generator, is your ability to build, and it's your ability to attract and respond to things in a stable and consistent manner. That is something that no other energy type is able to do in the way that you do. So your conditioning, a lot of your conditioning, not necessarily all of it, but a lot of your conditioning is going to be centered around that sacral center and your ability to wait for the things that you are actually meant to respond to. So let's move on to the manifestor type. What makes the manifestor unique? What creates that repelling aura that we talked about in my last video? What makes you unique as a manifestor is the motor center that connects to your throat. The reason why manifestors need that is because you require power and energy behind your words in order to bring things into the physical in the way that you do. Without that energy, without that motor powering your throat, it would be very difficult for you to inform. It would be difficult for you to motivate people into action to help you without that energy and power behind your words. This is why when manifestors speak, it is so powerful and it's so impactful, because it's not necessarily just the words that you're saying, it's the energy behind them. Okay? So a lot of the conditioning that you will see as a manifestor is going to center around your ability to influence people, your ability to get people to do things, to motivate them into action. And it can also be centered around this idea that you are doing too much, right? Because there's a lot that's trying to make its way through you, right? To initiate something, to bring something that maybe previously has never been done before, seen before, to bring something like that from, cosmic energy, the infinite possibility, potential, to bring something like that through you and birth it into the world takes a lot of trust and it takes a lot of power. Now, the power is already ingrained into you. That's hardwired. You cannot stop it. But it is up to you to develop the trust and the courage in yourself to be able to wield that power. And that's where I see a lot of conditioning happening for the manifestor type. Okay? Now, for the manifesting generators, I'm giving you the option, because you are a hybrid between generators and manifesting generators. When you look in the workbook, you can either follow the generator side, right? Because each type is going to have its own section in the workbook. You can either follow the generator side only, or you can do the generator and the manifestor. I'm going to leave that choice up to you, because it's not my job to tell you this is what's right for you and that's just it. My job is to guide and to give information and to allow you the time and space to discern what is correct for you. So for the manifesting generators, you have the option of just doing the generator or doing both manifestor and generator. I don't necessarily recommend only doing the manifestor, because if you do, you're overlooking a huge part of your design and who you are. So for my fellow manifesting generators, that is what I'm offering you. Okay. Now, moving on to projectors. What makes projectors so unique? There's a few things, honestly. Projectors are, I want to say candy, but that's not the word that I'm looking for. Projectors have a lot going on. Okay, so the first thing that makes projectors unique is that you, like manifestors and reflectors, you do not have a defined sacral center. That means that by nature, by definition, you must be an efficient person, right? And that efficiency makes you a great guide for people, because you can say, I'm going to give you the most important steps that are going to help you get from point A to point B. That is my ability as a projector to you. But there's another piece of this. The gifts that projectors have, right, based on the channels that are defined in their charts, those gifts are meant to be used solely for people and things outside of them. If projectors take their projector gifts and turn them inward on themselves, they will start to pick themselves apart, which can lead to self-loathing, can lead to depression, can lead to resentment, can lead to not forgiving themselves for things they've done. Projectors are not meant to turn their gifts inward to themselves. They are purely and solely meant to be used to help people and systems outside of them. And this is another reason why projectors need to be seen. They need to be seen, they need to be recognized, and they need to be invited, because if they are not, if they don't have an outlet for their projector gifts, to turn on, to improve systems and help guide people, they will turn them inward on themselves and they will self-destruct. So the thing that is so unique about projectors is that you are able to guide people in the most efficient way, but it must be used on things and systems and people that are outside of you. And a lot of your conditioning stems from that undefined sacral center, but it's also this desire to help. Because your gifts are like, oh my God, I can see everything, right? I can see where this person needs to do things different. I can see where this system needs to be tweaked. I can see it, and I just want to help because I can't do it for myself. I have to do it for them, so they need to know now. That part of you is the part that doesn't want to wait. And that's where I see a lot of conditioning coming up for percent of the population. So that already makes you a unicorn. But the thing that makes reflectors so unique and so powerful is the fact that you don't have any definition, right? You have people to understand people and to reflect back to them what they actually need in every situation. But it's more than that. It's your physical and mental and emotional ability to almost shapeshift, right? For a suspended period of time, you almost leave your body and you step into someone else's experience. And it's so funny because I was watching Encanto with my sister the other day, and we were talking about Camilo, and Camilo is the shapeshifter in the family, right? And she was like, that's how I feel as a reflector. Like I am literally shape-shifting into this other person. And it's great because I can so clearly see people and empathize with people. I'm able to help them feel heard and help guide them through the turmoil that they're experiencing because I am experiencing it with them. That is something that no other type is able to do to the extent that you are. However, a lot of the conditioning that I see with reflectors is that I don't know who I am. What is my energy doing? Where is my consistency? Where is my support? Because I can be everything for everyone else because I have this ability to just become the people and the person and the thing that other people need. But how can I do that for myself? So a lot of conditioning that I see for reflectors is kind of centered around that. So in your workbook, you are going to see the energetic type, the common conditioning that I see for each type. And then tomorrow, we're going to talk about how we can start to move past that, how we can take this conditioning, take this understanding that we now have of our energetic type, and now how can we start to decondition that? How can we start to take aligned action from an aligned space, from the space of how we're designed to operate? How can we go from conditioning to deconditioning? So that is going to be day 2. If you are not registered for Aura Alignment, go ahead and click the link in my description box and I will send over the workbook to you. If you are interested in getting a full human design reading with me, I cover everything in your human design chart. We go through all 3 of the gene keys sequences. It's extremely in-depth. My readings are very, very in-depth. And rather than doing Zoom sessions, I personally like to offer Voxer coaching. So if you really want guidance and you really want to go deep and you want all the information, you want to see how it all fits together, my readings are for you. And the link for that will be in my description box as well. And I will see you tomorrow for day 2.